A very good day to you. I'm Hank Gross, MidHudsonNews.com. It's Thursday, March 30th. The news today brought to you by the Galleria at Crystal Run. Arajet, an air carrier of the Dominican Republic, has applied to the U.S. Department of Transportation to operate scheduled foreign air transportation between the Dominican Republic and points in the United States. New York Stewart International Airport at Newburgh is one of the destinations mentioned in its application, along with JFK, Newark Liberty, San Juan, Puerto Rico, and Miami, Florida. Arajet proposes to begin service in the United States in the fall of 2023 using Boeing 737 MAX aircraft configured with 185 seats. Congressman Pat Ryan is speaking out about proposed legislation that would allow more PFAS and other contaminants into waterways. Ryan is concerned given that PFAS and PFOA contamination of Hudson Valley water sources, most notably the city of Newburgh Reservoir.
Every single day in my district, we have kids in Newburgh, seniors in Middletown who cannot access clean water. Asthma rates across my district greatly outpace the national average because of these very pollutants. The Hudson River, which provides drinking water for over 100,000 of my constituents, is still overrun with PCBs and PFAS. To introduce a bill that allows more PFAS and other contaminants into our water without any consideration of safety is an insult to my community and to the American people.
Ryan noted the birth of the modern environmental movement took place on Storm King Mountain overlooking the Hudson when residents fought back against a massive hydroelectric plant proposed atop the mountain. The plan was eventually abandoned. Metro-North Railroad is planning to abandon its Beacon line that runs from Beacon to Fishkill, Hopewell Junction, Stormville, and to Putnam County and integrate it into the Dutchess Rail Trail and the 750-mile Empire State Trail. The original land for the track was in the form of an easement for property owners, and conversion to a rail trail or linear park would retain the right-of-way. That's where lawyer Stephen Wald comes in to seek the benefit for landowners.
Once these recreational trail conversions occur, since the landowners today, like the original landowner, actually own that land, they're supposed to get that land back upon railroad abandonment, but that abandonment gets blocked by the federal law, and so it gets turned into a trail instead. And so landowners, because they don't get their land back, because that railroad abandonment process is blocked, they have the right to obtain compensation from the federal government for taking of their land.
Wald says they have nothing against converting the abandoned track into a linear park. It's only about converting the trail to a public trust. The public at large should be paid for it.
He's here! The Easter Bunny is visiting the Galleria at Crystal Run every day, now until Easter. And he's not camera shy. Get your picture taken with Mr. Peter Cottontail. Children, families, even pets are welcome. And now you can make an appointment ahead of time at whereisbunny.com. Reservations are strongly encouraged. Go to GalleriaCrystalRun.com for all the details.
The Newburgh, New Windsor area is hoping to be selected as one of the sites for a steel fabricating facility for production of offshore wind electric generating components. If selected, the project would mean a boon for Orange County, says Maureen Hallahan, president of the Orange County Partnership.
The city of Newburgh and the town of New Windsor would greatly benefit for having a manufacturing, green energy manufacturing plant there. It would create hundreds of jobs, and it's the perfect location for that type of green energy, manufacturing components for offshore wind.
If selected, the components would be shipped down the Hudson River and eventually to the Long Island Sound, where they would be assembled and put to use. National Vietnam War Veterans Day, signed into law nationally in 2017, was marked with a ceremony at the Cornwall Yacht Club in Cornwall yesterday. Dozens of veterans and family members attended to pay tribute to those veterans who returned home and to the more than 58,000 who did not return. Orange County Executive Stephen Newhouse, a naval officer, addressed those in attendance and praised the men and women who fought in the conflict. Ulster County Controller March Gallagher has released the findings from a real property tax collection audit recently completed by her office. Weak internal controls have resulted in a situation where properties and financial obligations were mismanaged at best, said Gallagher. The Controller's Office cannot at this time assure the public that no theft occurred in the collection of real property taxes. However, we are continuing our review of tax collections and the information kept between multiple systems, she said. Gallagher's inability to assure the public that no theft has occurred in the collection of real property taxes follows a report that revealed several inadequate tax collection practices and made recommendations for future improvements. According to the report, the county's untimely property tax payments on properties held in its own name resulted in unnecessary interest and penalties of at least $269,000. An early afternoon fire on Wednesday tore through a roof of a large home at 9 Birchwood Court in Campbell Hall. Firefighters from several departments fought the 3-alarm blaze as flames consumed the roof and shot into the afternoon sky. Mutual aid fire departments were called in to provide water from pump sites to help douse the flames. I'm Hank Gross, MidHudsonNews.com. The news today brought to you by the Galleria at Crystal Run.